Breaking news. Coco Gauff's greatest weapon is her mentality, says legendary coach Rick Macci. The world of tennis has always celebrated talent, speed, and precision, but rarely has it paused long, enough to marvel at the invisible force that shapes true champions' mentality. And according to legendary coach Rick Macci, the secret behind Coco Gauff's meteoric rise isn't her explosive forehand, her relentless speed, or even her powerful serve. It's her mind, unshakable, strategic, and forged through fire. Coco's mentality is her greatest weapon, Macci declared in an exclusive interview that's shaking up the tennis world. I've trained some of the best Venus, Serena Sharapova. And what I see in Coco is that same hunger, that belief that bends reality. She plays with her mind as much as with her body. And indeed, for those who follow Corey, Coco Gauff's journey, that statement, rings with truth, the spark of a prodigy. Coco's story didn't begin under flashing lights or grand stages. It began under the sweltering Florida sun, with a little girl chasing tennis balls that seemed too fast for her age. Even then, she carried a quiet ferocity. Her father, Coco Gauff, once said, Coco never liked losing, even in board games. She would cry, then go back and play again until she won. That mindset, though simple in childhood, would grow into something extraordinary. At just 15, Coco stunned the world at Wimbledon 2019, defeating her idol Venus Williams in straight sets. The moment was historic, not just because of the score line, but because of what it symbolized, a passing of the torch from one generation of greatness to the next. Yet, behind her wide smile and youthful grace, few understood the magnitude of mental focus it took for a teenager to hold her ground on the biggest stage in the world, the weight of expectations. By the time she turned 18, Gauff had already become a global phenomenon. Cameras followed her every move. Journalists dissected every quote. Every match felt like a referendum on whether she could be the next Serena. But Coco, in her poise and maturity, learned early to separate expectations from intentions. She once told reporters, after a tough loss, people can expect what they want. My job is to play tennis and to keep improving. I'm not here to chase someone else's legacy. I'm building my own. It's this clarity of purpose, this emotional intelligence, that Macci calls her X factor. Coco doesn't let pressure define her. Macci said pressure is a privilege, and she treats it like fuel. When things get tight, that's when she shines. That's when her mentality kicks in. The mental game behind every point. To watch Coco, Gauff plays to witness a mind constantly calculating, adjusting, and adapting. Her game isn't just physical aggression. It's psychological chess. She reads her opponent's patterns, shifts her tempo, disrupts rhythm, and thrives in long rallies designed to test mental stamina as much as physical endurance. And when adversity strikes, she doesn't crumble, she recalibrates. Take her 2023 U.S. Open run, where she faced critics who doubted her ability to handle elite players under pressure. Match after match, she demonstrated composure beyond her years. In the final against Anna Sabalenka, after losing the first set, Coco didn't panic. Instead, she looked up, nodded to her box, and whispered something under her breath. Stay calm. You've been here before. What followed was a masterclass in mental resilience. Gauff roared back to win in 3 sets, claiming her first Grand Slam title at just 19. After the victory, she said, "When I was a little girl, I prayed for this moment, but I also prepared for it. Every tough day, every criticism, every loss, it all built this mindset." Rick Macci's Insight, the psychology of greatness. Rick Macci has trained legends. His insight carries the weight of decades, shaping champions. When he speaks about mentality, it's not theory, it's lived experience. He explained talent is easy to spot, but mindset, that's where the magic lies. Coco has this in her motor that doesn't quit. Even when she's down 0 to 5, she believes she can win. That belief is contagious. It breaks opponents mentally. Macci compared Coco's mental approach to Serena Williams at her peak. Serena used to stare across the net, and you could feel her presence. Coco's getting there. You can see it in her eyes. She's not playing just to survive. She's playing to dominate mentally. But he also highlighted a key difference. Coco's humility. She's grounded. That's rare. She listens, learns, and keeps her emotions in check. That balance between fire and calm, that's championship DNA. The power of emotional control. In a sport where emotions can spiral out of control, where frustration, fatigue, and fear lurk behind every missed shot, Coco's ability to stay composed is remarkable. During the Wuhan Open 2025, she faced a wave of racist abuse from a small section of the crowd. The moment could have shattered many young athletes. Instead, Coco responded with grace, playing even stronger, letting her racket speak louder than the hate. After the match, she said softly, "You can't control how others act, but you can control how you respond, and I choose strength." That's not just maturity, it's mastery of the mind. Sports psychologists often say that tennis is 90% mental, and Coco embodies that. Philosophy, her rituals control, breathing, self-tee talk, visualization, are tools she uses to remain centered, even in chaos. She once described it beautifully. "When I'm on court, I try to become still inside. The crowd can cheer or boo. It doesn't matter. I listen to my own rhythm, the ripple effect, inspiring a new generation. Beyond trophies and titles, Gauff's mindset has ignited a movement among young athletes, especially young women of color, who see in her a model of strength and resilience. In local tennis, Mai's coach has now referenced the Coco mindset. It means focus over fame, growth over glory, and courage over comfort. Rick Macci believes that's her greatest legacy. Coco's changing how kids think about winning. She's teaching them that it's not about being perfect. It's about being persistent, and that's a life lesson far bigger than tennis. A glimpse into the future. At just 21, Coco Gauff stands at the threshold of greatness. The trophies she's earned are impressive, but what's more powerful is what lies ahead. Her rivals may study her serves or analyze her strokes, but her truest advantage remains hidden in plain sight. Her mind, her mentality, isn't loud. It's quiet confidence. It's the unspoken promise that no matter how dark the match, she'll find light. It's the resilience to keep moving forward when others would stop. Rick Macci summed it up perfectly. Coco doesn't play tennis. She thinks tennis. That's the difference. And that's why the future of the sport belongs to her. Epilogue, the making of a legend, as Coco Gauff walks onto every court. Headphones on, eyes focused. She carries more than a racket. She carries the lessons of her past, the fate of her family, and the wisdom of mentors like Rick Macci, who recognize that greatness is not born in the muscles, but in the mind. The crowd roars, cameras flash, and the pressure mounts. But Coco, she takes a deep breath. She looks across the net, calm and ready, because in her world, victory doesn't start with a serve. It starts with belief. And belief, as Rick Macci reminds us, is the greatest weapon of all. Thank you for watching. Please, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next